Pure Boys Podcast. You open your app, then listen to us, yeah. On and on and on, talking Christian movies, 'cause it's just the Pure Boys Podcast. Pure Boys Podcast. Pure Boys Podcast. Hello, it's Maydea. Yay, we're still doing it. I love it.
Starting?
Yeah, we're starting. Yeah. After the theme song plays, then we usually kind of start the episode.
Like the show, though.
Yeah. This is the intro.
Today.
I introduced it by going, hello, just like our old pal Madea.
Hello! Hallelujah!
Hello! That's my, like, Madea, hey, Madea and Mrs. Doubtfire are pretty much the same character.
Yeah, did she steal that? Or she?
He.
Yeah, steal it from Mrs. Doubtfire.
Well, he steal it from he, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
God,
Who do you think came up with Mrs. Doubtfire?
That's tough. I don't know. Probably
Tyler Perry.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's why he's a billionaire. He made all that Mrs. Doubtfire money. He was like, well, if I can do this with white people, I'll just do it with Madea.
Yeah, hallelujah.
Hey, chur. Oh, this week we're still deep in the heart of Madea. We are talking about Madea's Big Happy Family. That's right. We're not going chronologically. We're jumping around. And having watched this one for your sake, Johnny. Oh, by the way, I'm Zachariah Ty Bryant.
And I'm Jonathan Toilet.
Nice. For your sake, I kind of wish we would have done these sequentially, because there's stuff in this movie that I was like, oh, this would be a richer experience for Jonathan if he'd seen the other two movies that we skipped over, but that's okay. I'll explain it as we go.
Hey, man, for richer, for poorer, this was a great movie. So, I mean, maybe I didn't get all the bits. Maybe I wasn't super steeped into it, but was Little Bow Wow in the other movies?
No, this is Bow Wow's first and last Madea movie, but Mr. Brown is in the other movies, and Cora is in the other movies. And
well, of course.
Mr. Brown has his own movie and TV series called Meet the Browns.
Yeah, Meet Browns.
Exactly. So we could watch Meet the Browns, the movie, starring Rick Fox, if you want sometime, and then you'll get a good sense of who Mr. Brown is, a.k.a. Kevin Hart's awful old man character.
Is Mr. Brown's, quotes, daughter his wife in that TV series?
No, I think it's his daughter in the TV. Like, it's a continuation of these, like, it's all one universe. It's an MCU, it's a Madea cinematic universe, so Meet the Browns is a part of the Madea universe, is a part of the Diary of a Mad Black Woman, part of the I Can Do Battle by Myself. It's all in one duck blur, essentially.
I didn't know that Meet the Browns was in this universe, but it makes sense. Mr. Brown, Meet the Browns, Browntown.
Could you imagine?
I got it.
Could you imagine a show starring Mr. Brown? Like, how awful would that be? Well, it got like 5 seasons, so must not be that bad.
It'd be great. They were the best comedic foils in this movie.
Agreed. But before we get too far into our love of Maydea and our love of this movie, we got to do everybody's favorite segment. Are you all ready for it?
This segment I am ready for.
All right.
We're talking about Meet the Browns.
The Kevin Sorbo.
Oh, God. I'm talking about the Kevin Sorbo Mr. Brown of the Week. Well, damn it. Hang on. I got to do it again. It's screwed up. I accidentally muted it while it was playing, so we got to do it again. But we're not going to edit this out. Here we go.
The Kevin Sorbo Tweet of the Week.
All right. How are our levels? Are our levels good? We're level perfect. Okay, here's the tweet from Kevin Sorbo today. At this point, I trust Joe Rogan over Bill Gates.
Perfect. End of that segment. All right, let's move on. Let's go. Let's God. Madea's Big Happy Family. We're powering through it now. I don't want to talk about it.
God.
I don't want to talk about it.
We're giving it up to God. We're not going to talk about it. We're moving on.
That's right. Much like Shirley, we're dying of cancer. We need to move on.
Shirley!
Oh, my gosh. When this movie...
Poor Shirley.
I know, right? Just what an awful end to a miserable life. Like, I guess.
She's so sweet. She's had a nice life and crappy kids.
Oh, the worst kids. Oh, they're the worst. I hate her kids. I hate them all.
Grandkids aren't so much better.
No, grandkids are somehow worse. They're younger. Well, but they get whipped into place pretty easily.
Yeah, that's very true. By Madea, of course.
Exactly. So this movie opens with what I thought was the Baby Back Ribs song. Just the way the beat was going. I was like, oh, I want my baby back. And I was like, this is great. I hope that, what an interesting way to start a movie. But instead it was a Macy Gray song, which was also nice.
Chili's, baby back ribs, barbecue sauce.
And barbecue sauce.
I gotta finish the song.
Sorry. Yeah, you're right. Macy Gray. Love Macy Gray.
Milkshake. Did she do the milkshake?
Did she? I'll be honest, I wouldn't like a Macy Gray milkshake. That doesn't sound tasty in any way, shape, or form.
You don't want to go to the milk place right now?
Well, I mean, I always want to go to the milk place, if you know what I'm saying. That's a euphemism, but I'm not feeling.
That's a pretty good name for an ice cream store, the milk place.
Yo, let's get a couple scoops at the milk place. So
Yo, get a Macy Gray.
Oh, you got a Macy Gray milkshake. They go, unfortunately, yes, we do.
I'll have a John Travolta with a Macy Gray on the side.
What's that Macy Gray milkshake flavor? Veal. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the John Travolta adds the Parmesan.
Exactly. Well, the John Travolta one tastes like used rubbers, if you know what I'm saying.
I don't know what you're saying.
Used rubbers
Could
and
you
jet
explain
fuel.
that to me?
I mean, he's like a, well, you know what? I'll tell you when you're older. How's that sound?
All right. Yeah, I'm really young, everybody.
Yeah, that's the thing. I'm 48 years old, Zachariah Ty Bryant, but Jonathan Toiler is like my twink co-host. He's like, what?
Yeah, I'm somewhere around 13 to 15.
Exactly. Oh, 13, perfect age to get knocked up at. You know what I'm saying?
You said those words way too fast. I'm too faded for that.
That's fair, yeah. Listeners, that's a reference to something that happens in this movie. I'm not saying knock up 13-year-olds. That is not the stance of the Pure Boys podcast. It's not the stance of Zachariah Ty Bryant. That might be the stance of Jonathan Toiler. I can't speak for him.
And Eric Estrada, we don't know where he lands.
Well, we do know that he wouldn't drug women. That is a hard and fast fact. That is a fact of life.
These are the facts of life.
List them off. What do we got?
Eric Estrada didn't drug anybody.
That's right. Macy Gray makes terrible milkshakes.
Jonathan Toiler, too big to function. Down there.
That's true. Too big to function, Jonathan Toiler.
That's about it, I'd say. Those are the, steadfast rules of life.
I thought you changed your name to Yes, I Super Picky.
Yes, I'm super picky, but no.
But no, I Jonathan Toiler.
Yeah, it's getting really close to toilet, and that's okay.
That's just the way it goes, baby. I'm going to have to change our Twitter bio if we ever get our Twitter back. Spoiler alert, we won't.
No, we will not. An automatic computer AI took our freedom away, and it will never give it back.
This is Biden's America, where a computer will take your freedom away. This is not a political podcast.
Vaccinations all over the place.
That's right. Put those microchips in my arm, baby. All of them.
Yeah,
Hey.
I'd love to have a microchip in my arm.
Me too. Actually, no, I don't want that. I hate that idea. I hate that idea. But I love the idea.
That idea.
I love the idea of you getting a microchip put in your arm, though.
Yeah, you get better Wi-Fi's.
It's true. Yeah, that's why I have metal
5G.
fillings, though. My metal fillings give me better Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're prosthetic.
Did you say they're pathetic? It's all I could afford.
Yeah, they're flippin' pathetic.
Hey, did you know that I have a new way of promoting our podcast?
How's that?
I've been playing a lot of GTA Online lately, and what I do when I'm in a game of GTA Online is you can like text the other players in your game, and so I just text all of the
with a two-way?
with like a fake cell phone in the game. You can bring up your fake cell phone, and then you can text everyone that's in your game. I just text everyone in the game, listen to Pure Boys podcast, and I just do that over and over and over. Send it to everyone in the game as many times as they'll let me, and then I move on to another lobby and I do it there too. It's fun.
That's hard. That's hard as hell, but that's some future ship that I'm not on.
It's pretty dope. The response to that so far has been either silence or people telling me I'm gay or people saying all kinds of horrible things to me. And so far, I don't think
What
we've
do you
gotten
say
any
back
listens.
to that?
I go, I know you are, but what am I? So
You say sexuality is a spectrum.
yeah, and I say, how dare you judge me based on how I define myself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're probably just too cool.
They're probably gay themselves and just afraid of it, honestly.
I guess, yeah.
People who
Be
shout
afraid.
the loudest. People who shout the loudest have the most to hide. That's what they say.
Macy Gray.
That's right. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. And so,
Baby. I'm going to have to finish it.
let's finish it then.
Chili. Baby back ribs.
The barbecue sauce. What if like I just started? What if I just go? I want my baby, and then would you still have to finish it if I even just did a little bit like that?
In my head, definitely.
Finish
Maybe
it out
I don't
loud.
have to scream it on this podcast, but
Scream it. Well, we'll see. I'll slip it in later on, and we'll see. That's a euphemism.
Chili's baby back ribs.
With barbecue
Have you
sauce.
ever had Chili's baby back ribs?
Nope. I'm not even sure if I've ever eaten at a Chili's. I'm not even sure if the city we live in has a Chili's. I don't think it
had a
does.
Chili's.
Oh, it did? Well, there you
Yeah.
go. So it has an Applebee's, but I don't think it has a Chili's anymore.
I think you had to come having had, but we had a Chili's.
Come having had.
Yeah, it's something you put on, invitations so people eat before they come over your place.
Oh, okay. So
Because you don't have food for these guys.
Right. But do you got margaritas? I'm assuming that's
Yeah.
Chili's. Chili's is probably known for margaritas, right?
Yeah, that's all they have is margaritas and potato skins and mozzarella sticks.
Oh, that sounds like a horrible restaurant. No wonder it closed.
Chili's. Yeah, it all comes in a frozen bag. It's delicious.
Chili's potato skins
Barbecue sauce.
with baby back ribs. Were they good? Did you ever have them?
No, I never had them, but
All
I
right.
sang the song a lot when I was a kid, and the Chili's wasn't even near anywhere here.
Wasn't
We
even
used to have like American commercials all the time,
Yeah, it was a tease. They would toy with
Yeah.
us. Be like, you're never getting
like Chuck
this.
E. Cheese commercials.
Oh.
Ooh, I wanted some Chuck E. Cheese.
Where a kid can be a kid and you can't go there if you're an adult unless you have a kid with you? Oh, it's the
Yeah.
best.
Except you have to go to Rutgers and just be sad the whole time because you don't have
Nah.
pizza or like a big rat.
You don't have a big rat putting his dirty hands in your pizza. That's all I want.
Hey kid, how about a bear hug?
Oh, ho, ho.
Hey little Missy, how about a bear hug?
Exactly. Yes. Thank you for clearing up that Mighty Ducks 2 Bombay makes a shoe quote. What did you think of the opening title sequence in this movie? The animated opening.
I missed half of it.
What were you doing?
I was getting my ish ready. I was, finishing my coffee,
Oh, yeah.
making my coffee, that sort of thing.
You were
I
closing
had
your
to
eyes.
scramble.
Well, yeah, you had to go disc golfing this morning. I understand. Putting you on blast, pal.
Man, I'm all over the place. I'm a mover. I'm a shaker.
That's true. Yeah. Well, what did you think of what you saw then?
It was good.
Okay. Yeah, it
I
was
basically saw them pull up to the hospital, and then the hospital turns into real life, and that's basically what I saw.
good. That is a pretty great shot, though. That is like,
Yeah.
because it's like the animated version lines up perfectly with the real life version. I thought that was pretty cool.
Is that what the Madea commercial, the cartoon looks like?
No.
Is no.
The Madea
doesn't have
cartoon.
that artistry.
It's as cheap as they come. It's just it's like a hair above South Park. It's very sloppy. It's not even like
that's a good idea.
it's not even like you'd think it'd be at least Boondocks good, but it's not even Boondocks good.
Oh, Boondocks?
Yeah. They did a whole episode about
There's a-
Madea. That's true.
Really?
Yeah, about how like it was embarrassing for the black community, and I went, well, I can't speak to that, but I do know that I love Madea, and there's some jokes in this movie that genuinely make me laugh. So I don't know.
And we can't speak to him, though.
Yeah, we would not be allowed to even get within 5 400 feet of Tyler Perry or Madea.
We're not going to be able to talk about 3/4 of this movie just because of our situations in life.
Exactly. Yeah. But we're going to try.
Or privileged arses.
You know, I had a realization watching this movie, and that was that it's a real shame that, like, for as far as I know, Cat Williams isn't in any of these movies. I feel like he would be a great foil for Madea. He would be like, I would love to see Cat Williams bounce off of Madea, like, comedically, and just throw in jabs at each other. Like, I just feel like those two would be great together, but I don't think we'll ever see it.
They should make a Batman movie where Medea's Batman and Cat Williams the Joker.
Oh, I thought you were saying Cat Williams is Catwoman, but yeah, either way, that's good too.
He could play both, probably.
Yeah, I mean,
Madea could play like all the good characters.
That'd be good. Madea playing Alfred wouldn't be much of a stretch.
Cat Williams playing Two-Face.
Oh, that'd be great. Tommy Lee Jones.
Poison Ivy.
Oh, that'd be great.
We gotta hit up Tyler Perry with these ideas.
I think Tyler Perry killed the Madea character, so I don't think that there'll be any more Madeas. I could be wrong.
Spoiler alert.
Well, but I could be wrong. But I think there has been a final Madea movie that has come out. And I don't think there'll be any more Madea media after that. Which is like, why would you shoot your golden calf, man? Like, make Madea till you die, Tyler Perry. Does just make sense to me.
I mean, he's already got so many golden calves in his house. He doesn't need any more.
You ever seen him in shorts? That man's got 2 golden calves as far as I'm concerned.
Beautiful. That was strewn together like a virtuoso.
Well, thank you. I'm a Slitheracci of wordplay, as they say.
Even better, you're God herself.
Whoa, Gaia. Oh boy. Well, I guess we'll see.
Should we switch this podcast to a Gaia podcast?
Sure. I thought you were going to say, should we switch places? And I went, I don't know how we do that. Close our eyes and pray.
We were going to pray at 10:30 at night. Mm-hmm. We planned on it. Did you pray that night?
Oh, my God. We didn't even do the Pure Boys prayer to start this episode.
Oh, no.
Oh, man. Well, better late than never.
Goodness.
All right. Oh, my God. Jeez. All right. Thank you for saying prayer here because, here we go.
Yeah.
And because it's Maydea, we'll do the Pure Boys prayer.
And we're back.
Thank you very much.
God
bless our Madea.
Worth it. Worth putting the show on a house. So we're God blessing Madea?
Well, yeah, because it's Maydea.
Okay.
Do you not remember what we did one episode ago?
Should we say God bless our Maydea or Madea?
Maybe we should say God bless our Maydea and then God bless all Madeas.
Yes.
I love Madea. Okay. All right. Here we go.
That's centerized.
Yeah. Right. God bless our Maydea. God bless all Madeas. I love Madea. Well...
We'll get it next time.
It's going to be really fun. I can't wait for 2 episodes from now what's going to happen. It's going to be wild, so...
Well, we might not forget it for as long.
Yeah.
I love Madea.
I love Madea. I can't, listeners, I'm so sorry. I'm sure you were sitting at home being like, when are they going to do the Pure Boys prayer? 18 minutes in, I guess.
Shoving their hands in their pockets, just so nervous.
Grabbing lint, as much lint as they can carry.
Oh, these pockets.
One time when I was a 15-year-old or 14-year-old, I was at a McDonald's, and a man came up to me and he was like, hey, I have something for you. And I put on my hand, he put some lint in my hand, and I was like, thank you. And then he pointed at his belly button and went, you're welcome. And then he walked away. And I went, okay.
That should be a crime.
Yeah, I think it kind of was.
Yeah. So how old of a man would you say? Was it like...
No. Well, now I got to bleep that name out. God.
Yeah, you got to bleep that for
all
sure.
All right, 1923. Oh, my gosh. 1920. A man assaulted me. It was sort of, if I had to guess, I'd say that he was like probably 23 or 25. Like he was not that much older than me, but like seemed way older than me because I was a young buck, so.
Yeah, like you thought he was 35 then, but now looking back, he was probably only 20.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. And he was definitely stoned off his arse. He was a real Aunt Bam, if you know what I'm saying.
Were you wearing like a tie-dye shirt or like a Hawaiian shirt or anything?
I was
Maybe
definitely
you thought you were cool and
Maybe.
high.
I mean, I definitely was wearing a Hawaiian shirt. My look in high school was a Hawaiian shirt with plaid shorts. That was like my go-to look. And I once had a teacher like compliment me on being brave for wearing that. And I was like, I don't know what you mean.
Why are you saying anything to me right now?
Exactly.
Maybe they wanted to pull you up.
Is that a euphemism? My school wasn't like that.
Pull you up by your bootstraps, make you into a man.
Oh, hey, well, hey, no teacher tried to make me into a man, I'll tell you that much.
As much as you prayed for it.
Oh, every day of my life. All I wanted was that extra bit of attention from a teacher. Please.
Oh, Miss McGillicuddy, make me into a man.
Oh, male or female, I don't care. I'll take it any way I can get it.
Male or demon.
Oh, I was swimming. My eyes were so white, you know?
Yeah, from all the fluids.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. You understand. High school, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. All right. We have so far talked about the animated opening. Cat Williams isn't in this movie or any of them. Now let's get to
They're in the hospital.
Two old broads at the doctor, yeah, in the hospital. Shirley and Aunt Bam. And at first, I don't know about you, but I didn't like Aunt Bam all that much. And then about 10 minutes into the movie, I went, oh no, I love Aunt Bam. Aunt Bam is like my new favorite character in this series.
Well, she comes in very hot. Like, she's getting after it and laughing at herself a lot in the first couple of minutes. And she has that, like, really bad smoker's cough.
Oh, yeah.
Which must be acting.
I don't know. She's on that stuff pretty hard, so I feel like maybe...
Well, she's always on that stuff.
You know how it goes, you know? She's getting it any way she can get it. She's sexually assaulting doctors and... counting their abs and then like grabbing their dicks or whatever she did. Oh, dinks. Oh, crap. I got to censor that out too. 21:58.
He was single, so that doesn't make anything any better. But
no, that excuses it. That's okay then. You can do that kind of stuff to single people. You don't want to cheat.
To single doctors.
Well, exactly. That guy had the most piercing brown eyes I've ever seen. They were like golden, hazel.
Gold hazel?
Mm-hmm.
I never looked into his eyes once, I don't think.
Oh, he was beautiful. He wasn't, though, but his eyes were beautiful.
I was kind of staring at Bam's... Is that her name? Aunt Bam?
Yeah, Bam. Bam Wallets is her name.
I was staring at her wig.
Her beehive wig.
Yeah.
Her Amy Winehouse...
black hair underneath.
Yeah, her Amy Winehouse costume wig.
Halloween wig.
Oh, yeah. Miss Shirley, your cancer is back. You've been fighting it for 7 years, and now you have 6 weeks to live. Whoops.
Cool.
Yeah, but...
I mean...
Go ahead, sorry.
She believes in God, right?
She hits us with this line. Every day that God gives us is a gift, and when he stops giving it to me, I get to be with him. And the doctor goes, your faith gives me hope. I went, yeesh.
Yeah, everybody's faith gives someone else hope in this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Even Madea seems to have a little faith in this movie, even though she hates church.
Yeah, but she's in which one? In like, I think it's in Medea's Big Family Reunion. I think in that one, she says that she's Lutheran. Something like that. Or like Mennonite. No, I don't think she's Mennonite. I think she's like Lutheran or something along those lines.
Mennonite.
So
Mennonite would be funny.
It would be great if she was like just straight up Hutterite and was just like, yep, I speak Simlish and I steal from stores. I'm a Hutterite. Yeah, that's right. Putting the Hutterites on blast. My first job, I worked at a grocery or at a drugstore, and the Hutterites came in and stole all the time from there. So take
like
that.
The adults or the kids?
All of them. A big 32-passenger van would pull up. They'd all come pouring out and spread out into the store and then just shove things under their big dresses and then walk out. Hutterites.
I love
listening.
how you had a half a second struggle whether you're going to say bus or van.
Yeah.
You went back and forth like 3 or 4 times.
Yes,
okay,
I did.
van.
It's a van. It was definitely a van. Yeah. My brain was telling me like, say bus, but I knew in my heart that it was a van, so... But the Hutterites
said 32 seats, so it conflicted against your own argument.
I said 32 passenger, didn't I? Maybe I said seats.
Yeah.
I don't know. Either way, it frigged me up. So
yeah. The struggle in your eyes was very real.
Oh, I hated it. But anyway, that's my stance on Hutterites. Good chickens and good meat. And if you can get a Hutterite hookup, go for it for like food and stuff. But, keep your grubby hands to yourself. They're not listening to this. They don't have electricity. It's fine. Or they do. I don't know what.
They have so much electricity.
Yeah, more than their share, I think, is what we're establishing here on the show.
Yeah, that's what we're establishing.
So Aunt Bam loves to smoke that devil's grass. She hotboxes the bathroom at a hospital, which is like, damn, lady, that's super heat. Why would you do that?
She doesn't give a darn. She's old and she's gotten away with it thus far.
I guess so. And they're in Hotlanta, so I mean, I guess it's fine. I don't know. It seems like a disrespectful thing to do, as far as I'm concerned. If you're gonna smoke, go outside and smoke. Then blow it in people's faces as they leave.
Go into a cop car, smoke there.
Exactly. What did you think of her walking out of the bathroom going, good kush, good kush, good kush, good kush. Oh, good kush, good kush, good kush. Oh, good kush. That's good kush, good kush.
Chili's. It was good.
It was good
She
kush.
loves the kush.
Can you blame her?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Mr. Brown shows up. He's got diabetes and he's in the hospital.
Yeah, he's gonna die from that.
And Bam's like, good. And I went, yeah, I agree, Aunt Bam. Yeah, I don't like Mr. Brown. He sucks. But man, we find out some crazy things about Mr. Brown in this movie, because Mr. Brown's been in a couple other Madea movies that I've seen that I'm guessing you haven't seen yet.
No.
But so I didn't there's none of the stuff we find out about Mr. Brown in this movie is even hinted at in the other movies. And then there's just bombshells dropped on us about Mr. Brown in this movie. And it's wild. So we'll get to those at the end when they come up. I don't want to spoil them now.
Yeah, stay tuned. Get your hands out of your pockets and relax for a moment, because we are going to go over them.
Yeah, put your lint back in your belly button. Shirley is dying and she wants to get her family together. Mr. Brown has to get a colonoscopy because he's, I don't know, wants it or something. I don't know. Because he's way past
and he
40.
says, colonoscopy, very funny.
Yeah. He also says, the devil is a lie. Which I liked. I thought that was very funny.
I mean, get him, doctor. Give him a prostate exam. You know you want to.
Like, the doctor doesn't even give him a choice. He's already just pulling on the glove and being like, you need a prostate exam. And Mr. Brown's like, I don't want one. And he goes, take off those pants, buddy. He just forces him to do it. And it's like, I don't think you're allowed to do that, doctor. I could be wrong, but I think you have to get consent first.
Between the years 1980 and 2005, 2010, pulling on that glove was a very funny joke.
Oh,
it was in a lot of things.
Yeah, and you know what? I'd still laugh if I did it today.
Yeah, especially if that glove was a funny color, like clear.
Oh, and you knew when it was coming out brown. Mr. Brown was putting the brown on that glove, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, why don't they make the gloves brown? Wouldn't that solve everything?
The other thing is, don't you have to prepare for a colonoscopy? Don't you have to fast and you drink some fluid that makes you poop everything out and all? I feel like you can't just go in after taking a BM and then being like, all right, shove your finger up there, doctor. This is a prank on you now. It just seems like, I feel like there's a procedure. You can't just spring a colonoscopy on somebody like that, you know?
This doctor is definitely going rogue. He's telling Shirley she has cancer when she doesn't.
No, she does.
Yeah,
she's got the cancer big time. Yeah, it's killing her. Yeah.
Yeah, big time.
Spoiler alert, it kills her. So no, she's got it.
Well, we got to go to church at the end, so you figure out how.
Right? You can't just go to church. I really thought that it was going to be Shirley goes to church, and that is true to a certain extent, except she's a corpse and in a box. She's not praising. She's not hallelujahing.
Well, now she's up with God, so...
That's true. And her
joke's
mama.
on everybody else.
And that singer is yelling at us not to cry, and it's don't tell me not to cry at my mother's funeral, brah. I'm glad that you're having a good time up there singing your song, but I'm mourning, so let me cry about it.
That priest is just sick of funerals and people crying at them.
Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah.
Done.
Miss Aunt Shirley's like, we need to go home and I need to call all my family. And Aunt Bam's baked as frick, and so she's like, we'll go home and I'll put on all my children for you. I'll put on all my children. She's like, no, I need to talk to my family. And she's like, well, do you want to watch All My Children or All in the Family? And Shirley's like, well, which one's got John O'Hurley on it? And she goes, All My Children. She goes, okay, let's go watch that then.
You got to go with the Hurley.
Oh, you gotta. Liz Hurley, John O'Hurley, Hurley clothing brand. Any Hurley is good.
Do you think soap operas now use a lot of green screen and it looks as bad as Family Dan?
I'm not sure if anything looks as bad as Family Dan. Pureflex, hit us up. It is pretty bad.
Worst version of green screen I've seen.
Do you think that Hurley is still around making surf clothing and stuff?
No.
Okay.
Dead.
All right. Mr. Brown is just being awful. I don't know. He doesn't eat pork, he eats ham. That's great. I have this.
There's like 100 of those one-line jokes between Bam and Mr. Brown in this first 10 minutes.
Yeah. That's right, listeners. We're only 10 minutes into this movie. I have this written down, though. Is Mr. Brown just Kevin Hart in a dum-dum suit?
Yeah, in a Humpty Dumpty suit.
Well, he had a great fall, and his spring wasn't too bad either.
Yeah, and he turned into Mr. Brown.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart fell off a wall, turned into Mr. Brown.
Oh God, and he said, just kill me.
I got diabetes.
Let it take me, Doc. I don't want it anymore. Madea calls Cora while she's driving, and then so Cora's phone rings. Cora is Mr. Brown's daughter, and so she's taking Mr. Brown to the hospital. So her phone rings, and it's like, hello, and it's, hello, it's Madea. And then we see where Madea is, and she's pulling into the drive-thru of a restaurant. And it's like, why would you choose now to make a phone call, Madea? Like, that's such a rude, there's no line. You're going to drive right up to the order box. Why would you choose then to be like, I'm going to call Cora? It's like, you're rude. You're thoughtless.
Medea doesn't give a darn. She calls whenever she's hungry. She wants to call. She wants to talk to people.
As Alec Baldwin,
she gets upset at the person at the drive-thru for being on their phone.
Yeah, when she's on her phone first and is like, oh, hold on a sec, child, I'm on this phone call. It's like, well, what do you expect them to do? They're getting paid minimum wage.
It's true. Minimum wage people should be able to do whatever they want. There should be longer lines and longer waits.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, if you make minimum wage, the law doesn't apply to you anymore. That's the stance of the Pure Boys. Do whatever you want.
Yeah, health law.
Yeah. Health law.
Coleslaw.
Health law with Jonathan Toiler.
Yes, I super Peggy.
Oh, that's a segment. Smacks is the name of the restaurant, and all the women that work there are hoes. And that's not my words. That's the words of the characters in this movie.
And Maydea?
And I think, I forgot his name. Well, that's a shame. Who's the guy who got fired for calling the Rutgers basketball team nappy-headed hose on the radio? You know what I'm talking about?
I really want to say that name you had to bleep out earlier. But I can't.
I'm not going to look it up. No, I am going to look it up. Nappy-headed hose. Who was that guy?
I don't know. But Medea's trying to get a ham, egg, and cheese biscuit.
Yeah.
And they're not having any of it because it's 10:31.
Don Imus.
After breakfast and
Don Imus. He's the radio DJ who called the Rutgers girls basketball team a bunch of nappy-headed hoes. And then he got fired for it. That's what happened.
He got fired for it?
Oh, yeah. He was the first person to become victim of cancel culture. This is not a political podcast.
The first domino to fall.
Exactly, yeah. And now look where we are. Tyler Perry had to retire Madea because a man can't play a woman on TV anymore.
Is that why?
I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know.
I feel people would be cool with that.
I feel like we could write an awesome Madea movie starring Madea, the Wayans brothers as the white chicks, Cat Williams, Kevin Hart as Mr. Brown. Like, that is an all-star lineup. Like, you get Big Mama's house in there. Get Martin Lawrence in there as Big Mama's house. Get Martin Lawrence in there as...
What if we, like, go back in time and set it in, like, the 70s or something?
Oh, a young Madea when she was hoeing? That sounds great.
Yeah. Well, Kevin Hart being Mr. Brown and being kind of young.
Although I feel like Kevin Hart now is as old as Mr. Brown when this movie came out.
Yeah, probably.
Like, Kevin Hart playing a young man is about as believable as Bow Wow playing an 18-year-old in this movie.
He was 18 during this flick.
He was not. He was 29 years old when they made this. There's no way he was 18. I was shook when they had the audacity to be like, I can't believe I'm taking advice from an 18-year-old. And I'm like, this guy with 2 full sleeves of tattoos and face tattoos, that kid is 18? I don't think so.
I love when I say something super outrageous to get like a rise out of you, and you come back with enough heat.
I always got the heat. I always got the heat, baby. You know me.
Yeah.
The woman at Smacks are being obnoxious to Madea, so she just drives her car into the building and smashes into the lobby and then steals all the food. And then as she's leaving, she goes, "If you're looking for me, my name is Cora Simmons," and then drives out of there, which is very funny.
Yeah. Her daughter?
Yeah, because her name is Mabel Simmons. She totally puts her daughter on blast. Like, why?
That's effed up.
That is effed up.
Like, say any other name.
Right? Say, if you're looking for me, my name's Mr. Brown. It should be way
Georgia
funnier.
Smith.
Yeah, or Madea. No one's going to find you under that name. You're Mabel Simmons.
God, I want one of these chocolate pretzels.
Eat one, man. Go for it. Live your life.
No, I'm not going to do it.
No, eat it.
I'm just going to put my hand in it and push it around.
Get some gook on your fingers.
There's no goop. It's actually peanut butter and pretzels.
Oh, that sounds good too. Oh, did you get that from the Nutman?
No, I got it from the in-laws. They're the only present they give me anymore.
Hey, that's a good present though. I like that.
It's a great present.
Yeah. Bow Wow's in the house. He's everyone's gathering at Shirley's, and Lil Bow Wow is there, Snoop Dogg's cousin, and
Little Bow
nephew.
Wow. You just don't know the way you look and your thing and you do the dang.
Basketball is my favorite sport. I like the way they dribble up and down the court. Now we both rap Bow Wow. I
almost watched Like Mike the other day.
Why?
And by almost, I scrolled past it.
You went nope and just kept going. I almost watched it.
Yeah, I mean, there's probably one version of me in the multiverse that watched it, but I didn't.
No, God, no. But then that version of you in the multiverse came on this show and talked about how great Like Mike is with Jonathan Lipnicki, and I'd go, well, I can't deny it.
Yeah, he had a lot of good material. It blew up the podcast, and now he's stinking rich.
Mm-hmm. Now, but instead, you're eating peanut butter pretzels. That's your life.
Yeah.
It's a good life, though. It's respectable.
Yeah, scrolled past it.
Yep. If you're looking for me, my name is Cora Simmons. Good stuff. Oh yeah, little Bow Wow's got a stinky baby. He's got a little baby that's just got a stinky butt, and he's got a girlfriend who is a hoe. Just all like
for show.
Usually in the Madea movies, I wish I would have prompted you to watch the other 2 movies in between this one, because then you'd have a better barometer for what's going on in this one. But like in those first 3 Madea movies, all the men are evil monsters. They're all just villains in those movies. In this movie, all the women are horrible monsters in it, and they're all just evil hoes, gold digging, or awful to their men, or just rotten, awful people. So it was an interesting kind of change of pace, for a Madea movie.
They are so belligerently terrible to their husbands, and they're just trying to be like nice guys and try to work on their marriage.
Yeah.
And they're just absolute dogging them.
And they're just being like, shut up, I'm talking. You shut up when I'm talking. And then they ask him a question, and he goes, oh, can I answer that question? She goes, it's a question, ain't it? And you're like, man. Like,
out of my face.
Put your foot in
my face.
Right? Ugh. Yeah. Ugh. I eat all the...
Have you ever put your foot into cooking?
I just kind of got into cooking in the last few years, so I haven't really had a chance to do that yet, but I'm hoping soon.
Yeah, that's like an elite skill.
Yeah. Did you like that Tammy's kid calls his dad a punk ass? Like, that's his name for his dad. Hey, punk ass. That's what he calls him.
Okay, so we do know who Tammy is, and we agree on which Tammy is Tammy.
Yeah, Tammy is the woman with the wig who is rude to her husband and has the crappiest little kids in the world that are all super rude and play like joystick video games as if they're like real video games. Oh.
Yeah. They're playing like Atari or something.
My wife just brought me an iced coffee. My wife, you want
It's
to say something on the
creamed,
show?
though.
Hello, listeners.
There she is.
Hello, listeners.
My wife.
Can you believe it?
I brought my husband a coffee because I'm awesome.
We're gonna bleep all that out. Sorry.
Yeah, it's just going to be one long bleep.
Yeah, it's long bleep. Listeners won't know what I got.
Should we bleep a podcast episode one time?
Just do
Not
a
this
whole.
episode.
No, God, no. We have so much to say. Oh, thank you, babe.
We'll just say God bless beep
God bless our
for
beep.
an hour.
But we'll already be 17 minutes in at that point, so
Yeah.
it's time
Oh,
for the
yeah.
Kevin Sorbo beep and just run out.
Would you like that, listeners? Would you like to hear one long bleep?
Tweet us over at YesISuperPicky on Twitter, or email us at YesISuperPicky@gmail.com, and we'll get back to you.
Is it super picky?
Or, hit me up in GTA Online. Text me if you're in my lobby, and text me and tell me what's up.
Don't call him gay, though, guys. Come on.
Come on, guys. Come on. Hey, guys.
Hey, guys.
Calvin is here, and he's the Old Spice guy, but not Terry Crews, the other one that everyone thought was so hot, but, isn't that hot, and also is a bad actor, so there he is.
He's pretty hot. His acting's kind of bad.
He's not pretty hot. Shamar Moore is pretty hot. Nah, I take that back.
No.
Shamar Moore is mega hot. This guy is I don't know. He's hotter than Bow Wow, I guess.
I think the cornrows take him below this guy.
Get out of here with that sass talk. You are. If
think
I was
he's
Madea, I
sexy.
would slap you across the face so hard you fell over for that kind of talk.
I would definitely go to France with this guy and spend an evening in a couple of hotels.
Why a couple of hotels? Why not just one?
You stay at the same hotel when you go on vacation.
Sometimes.
One night, one hotel.
That's the way to do it. Yeah. You know what the best part of a vacation is? Moving all your luggage from hotel to hotel. That's my favorite part of a vacation for sure.
It's how I spread my seed.
Yuck.
Yuck. Moving on.
You've yucked my yum today, pal.
How do you do it?
How do I do it? Well, usually I like to buy a nice bottle of wine, and then I like to dine, and then, you can figure out the rest.
Yeah, you like to go do a really fancy meal with yourself?
That's right. and then I go to the bathroom and I spread my seed. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're on toilets. That's the cleanest
Exactly.
Material alive.
Then someone sits on the toilet after me, they get AIDS, and then my seed is spread. That's what you mean by spreading your seed, right? By spreading AIDS around? Well, that episode hasn't come out yet. Nobody knows what we're talking about.
Yeah, I'm talking about children.
Oh, don't give children AIDS. That's the official stance of the Pure Boys.
I mean, that is a stance of ours. I'll sign that t-shirt.
I'll put that on a t-shirt. Don't give kids AIDS from the Pure Boys podcast. Don't give
Put a
kids
rainbow on it.
Well, of course. Don't. Yeah, that'll go over well. People won't read into that at all. People won't get mad about that in any way, shape, or form.
Oh, I didn't make that connection at all. Oh man, now I've yucked my own yum.
Oh my gosh.
We're not terrible people.
Nah. Bow Wow got a baby. Bow Wow got a baby and its head popped off. And it's like a little kid poops his pants a lot. His girlfriend isn't the baby mama. We find out that the baby mama is the horrible woman from the Smacks restaurant who is the manager there and is always going. His name's Byron in this movie, and I only know that because she goes, Byron. Like she does that constantly. That is, if you want to know what this movie is, just go back and listen to me saying Byron like that, because that's the whole movie.
Honestly, I'd probably glow up this entire movie if it wasn't for her.
Yeah.
She really gives you a sour note
Oh,
to leave on.
it's awful. Like, I know the kind of person she's playing, that she's being in this, and
yeah.
Those are the worst kind of people that are just annoying for the sake of being annoying. And it's like, why are you like this? Why are you obnoxious? How do you get ahead in life being this obnoxious?
She's hot.
I guess she's I guess not really. Like Bow Wow's new girlfriend is way hotter than she is, I would say.
You wouldn't go to a public toilet that she's about to go into and leave your seat.
Well, Bow Wow did, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's how you get pregnant.
Did you, and listeners, pardon my language in this next part, but did you like when Bow Wow's new girlfriend says, "Oh, you a trick," and then the other girl goes, "Who you calling a trick, retard?" You go, "Whoa!"
Well, little Bow Wow told her about her test scores.
I did like that. I like that. I like that. That's not just an insult. That's a fact. Apparently, like that's like
she
didn't do good on some exams, and Bow Wow knew about it and used it against her. Very funny.
Yeah. I don't want to say the R word, but apparently she is an R word.
A hard R from the sounds of it, and from the looks of it too, based on how she acts. No, that's not fair. I take that back.
Yeah, scroll that one back.
Mm-hmm. Did you like?
Ugh.
Did you like that when Calvin? So Shirley's kids, Tammy, Kimberly, and Lil Bow Wow. Tammy is like a dirty poor mom whose like husband runs a garage, and she's just horrible to her husband. Kimberly is a real estate agent who is a smoke show and is horrible to her husband. And Bow Wow is a smoke show who is good to everybody but has bad taste in women. That's kind of the dynamic that we're working with here.
And used to sling weed.
And went to jail and got out of jail, which like they say, oh, he went to jail, but it's like, well, he went to juvie. He didn't go to jail. Like he wasn't in prison. He went to like the county juvie center. He was in there for 3 months and he got out. Like it's like they act like he did hard time, but he is currently 18 years old. So he got caught for selling that stuff. So he didn't do hard time in a federal prison movie.
I've heard that juvie's worse than federal prison.
I mean, you're probably not wrong. Yeah, I wouldn't want to go to any of them. So
yeah,
well, who knows? But anyway,
who knows? You still think you're gonna go to jail?
There's always a chance.
I think it would have happened by now.
I don't know, man. My anxiety tells me that if I stop paying attention while driving for 1 second, a child's going to run in front of my car. I'm going to kill them, and then I'm going to go to jail. So it could happen.
Driving, man.
It's
the curse of us all. Why don't we have public transportation everywhere?
Right? Why don't we just ride bikes? What did you like that Aunt Bam grabs Calvin's butt? She grabs the Old Spice guy's butt before he leaves and then goes jiggle jiggle and make him split apart. And you go, I don't like what that means. I don't like what you're implying there, Aunt Bam. She
might be a horrendous person, smoking all that weed in the hospital with all those sick people.
She is a monster. Like I think that's why I like Aunt Bam, because nobody ever says that she's a monster, but she is a monster. She sexually harasses people constantly. She smokes weed in hospitals. She's horrible, but she's great. I love Aunt Bam. Could you not love Aunt Bam?
She's fun. I like her too.
Yeah.
I don't want to get on all your backs, but.
So we finally get to Madea's house, and I was like, oh, thank the Lord, we're in Madea's house. And hallelujah. Uncle Joe is watching Maury, and he calls Madea a hoe, and I thought that's really funny. I love Uncle Joe and Madea's like back and forth. That's always fun.
Yeah, Uncle Joe's the best. 1-800 choke that hoe.
Yep, that's true. And Uncle Joe's makeup is the worst it's ever been in this movie. It's like it's really bad looking in this movie. Like it's like they didn't even try. And also Brian isn't in this movie at all. So there's only 2 Tyler Perry characters, which like, oh man, but I think Tyler Perry directed this one. So, he's triple dipping in his own way.
Did he not direct the other ones? I figured he just directed the whole thing.
I'm honestly not sure. I can't say for sure, but I guess we could have looked into it, but whatever, who cares?
No, who cares?
Mr. Brown shows up. They found a growth when he did his colonoscopy, and everyone's making fun of him. and Cora's like, please, he could die. And they're like, whatever, we don't care. We hate you, Mr. Brown. He tries to hug Madea, and she smacks him so hard he falls on the ground, which is pretty fun. And like a good smack sound, too.
Yeah, there's a blooper about it, and it seems like a great scene to film. Just get slapped down to the ground.
Oh, as hard as, get slapped by a grown man as hard as he can. That's what a treat.
Yeah. Like a 7'4" man, Tyler Perry.
Did you like when Joe says to Madea, "You got big old man hands"? That made me laugh. Yeah.
Yeah, I love everything Joe says.
Yeah, I love that. I love that him and Madea are like going back and forth, dunking on Mr. Brown, and just like, but like loving each. Like every time one of them dunks on him, the other person like loves it and is like, "Yeah, you tell him." And then Madea says something, and Uncle Joe's like, "Yeah." Like it's so funny that they're just going back and forth, ripping on Mr. Brown, who thinks he's dying.
There was a more fun energy with them this movie compared to Diary of a Black Woman. Bad Black Woman.
Did you think it was kind of weird that in this scene, the Tyler Perry characters exist just to tell each other how funny the Tyler Perry characters are? Like, like all of their dialogue is like, "You're so funny, Madea. You're so funny, Uncle Joe. Well, you're so funny, Madea." It's like, this is the same guy. He's playing all of this. He wrote this.
Yeah, that's why it works. It's because he glows up himself and he's able to, laugh at himself.
Exactly. All dogs go to heaven, so I know they got room for silverbacks, they say to Mr. Brown. They keep calling him a silverback, which is like...
Gorilla.
Exactly. The lynch mob, the gorillas in the mist. You know what I'm talking about?
Did you know Bow Wow's real name is Shad Moss?
It's a cool name. Shad Moss.
That's not too bad.
Shad
is great.
It's probably short for Shadrach.
Shadderishish.
Ooh, there you go. Aunt Bam shows up, and I was like, finally, a meeting of these two titans, Aunt Bam and Madea, sharing a screen together. This is going to be beautiful. And it was okay.
They should have a road trip movie together.
Yeah, and you know what I was shocked about in this? Aunt Bam and Uncle Joe don't ever smoke up together. I thought for sure that they were going to pass a joint back and forth at some point or something, but no such luck.
Stoner flick between those two would be great too.
Oh, hey, that's what it should be. It should be that Cheech and Chong movie where they're on a road trip, but it stars Aunt Bam and Uncle Joe, and Madea is just like there via Skype or something. She's like yelling at them from their Bluetooth or something like that. She's the like OnStar in the vehicle who's like giving them directions and all that.
Yeah, Medea's the OnStar.
Yeah. So they're all dunking on Mr. Brown, and Aunt Bam is there. Everyone's kind of dunking on Mr. Brown. Meanwhile, Joe is in the living room going, "Help me, help me, help me." And everyone's ignoring him. And I was like, what is this building up to? What it was building up to is the best joke in the movie, hands down. And maybe the best joke in any Madea movie. This joke made me laugh so hard when it hit. I was like totally shocked by what it was. It was great. So he's going, "Help me, help me." And then finally Medea's like, "What is going on, Joe?" And he goes, "Do you hear that? Do you hear that?" And everyone listens. So Madea, Mr. Brown, Aunt Bam, and Cora are all in the kitchen. Joe's in the living room. And he goes, "You hear that? Help me, help me." He goes, "That's the floor. That's the floor going, help me, help me." And I laughed so hard. That was such a good joke.
There's a lot of weight in that room.
Yeah.
And it's played throughout a couple of conversations, and it pays off.
It really does, yeah. And he's like, "The termites are like, evacuation, get out of here. Help me."
Despite not having the right makeup, he's living it up. He's living La Vida Loca.
He truly is, yeah. He gets a phone call, and Medea's like, "Come get this phone call, Joe." And he's like, "I'm not going into that kitchen. I'm the feather that'll break the camel's back if I step into that kitchen. The whole floor will collapse." Like,
Maybe
Joe,
right.
Like, Joe,
maybe he's tested it.
You totally sandbagged him, and dang it, Joe, you're funny as heck, man. You're so great. I hope I'm half that funny when I'm older.
And he does not get that phone call.
No, his bookie calls, and Joe goes, "I ain't paying him back. Hang up. I don't care. Come get me. My name is Cora Simmons, if anybody's looking for me."
Yeah, everybody's begging on Cora Simmons. She ends up in jail at the end.
Yeah, she goes away for a long time at the end of this movie. We're having so much fun. Cut 2 x-rays of cancer in Shirley's lungs.
Which is fun, because you get to see technology and work.
It is fun. You're right. That's most fun.
Seeing cancer is a treat to the the society we've built.
Yeah, to the non-cancered.
Yeah, to the non-cancer.
Cancered. Yeah, so Shirley's going to die in 4 to 6 weeks. Whoops. Oh, well. You had a good run. Right?
Well, did she? Her
I don't
children
know.
reflect a different story.
Yeah, her children suck. Oh, my God. Her children are awful. And to prove that, we cut to Kimberly yelling at her 18-month-old son, being like, "Why did you drop that? I told you not to drop that. Play with your toys." And, like, the Old Spice guy is like, he's 18 months old. Like, he's like, leave him alone. Don't yell at him. Like, what are you doing?
And then they both leave this 18-month-old unattended to go to the kitchen to yell at each other some more.
Yeah. Good family.
Yeah, and then I don't think we see that baby again throughout this whole movie.
No, we see him again when the Old Spice guy takes him. When he when he leaves
right.
and he takes the baby. And she's like, "Don't take my baby." But we'll get to that.
Yeah, she doesn't want her baby to be as weak and as terrible as her sister's kids.
Exactly. How do we know that her sister's kids are terrible?
Because they yuck the yum of everyone just like Mr. Joe.
Exactly. Yeah, and to prove that, they lie to their mom and say like some lies about their dad. Their dad comes home. It's his anniversary with Tammy, and Tammy's like, "Keep it in your pants. I'm going to bed." And he brings her flowers, and she's like, "You just grab me some flowers off the side of the road. I don't want that." It's like he's trying to do nice things, and you're screaming at him. You're a horrible person, Tammy.
Yeah, he's getting back from a long day at work. He got you some flowers, and he wants to spend time with you and talk and work stuff out.
Yeah, and it's not that late. Like, you're going to bed. Your kids are still up. What are you doing? Go put your kids to bed.
They're still playing Atari in the other room.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. That's the way it goes. So Bow Wow gets arrested for we find out nothing. They say his baby mama says he didn't pay child support, but he says that he did pay child support. So
I trust him.
I trust him too. I looked in his eyes, and a mother knows when she looks in her son's eyes.
A mother knows.
A mother knows. So,
yeah, but he's probably just giving her cash, and you got to have receipts for that sort of thing, so you do not go to jail.
Exactly. And his baby mama's a hoe, so she calls the cops, puts him in jail for the night. Shirley needs bail money to bail out her son. Kimberly won't give her bail money, and even though her mom took the bus as far as she could to Kimberly's house and then walked presumably miles to get to her house, Kimberly's like, she can find her own way home. It's like, lady, come on. You are a rotten person. This is your mother.
They're very rotten. I figured that the kids knew that she had cancer, at least previously before this, so I thought they were even worse, but apparently they were never told.
Is that what it is? They were never told? Because she had beaten cancer before it came back. So, they just didn't know about the first round of cancer? She said she's been fighting it for 7 years.
Yeah, a lot of years. This family really likes to keep secrets.
Oh, and there's some doozies coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taiwan secrets.
Oh, the Taiwaniest. So Madea and Aunt Bam are gabbing. Madea wants to talk to those kids, to all the kids, wants to get them all together and talk to them. And I was like, yeah, let her get all these kids and grandkids together and then put a whooping on all of them. Because, again, in the other Madea movies, she punches kids in the face and yells at them and beats them with phones. She is a monster to children in the other movies, but it works. Those kids get in line, they get in shape, and they stop messing around. And it's all because Madea literally beats them with belts at some points. And that's what all these kids needed. Shirley was too nice.
Yeah, it's a very strong through line throughout all the Madea movies is that hitting your kids works.
Yeah, hit your kids,
Clap
yell
back.
at your wife, to put your wife in her place, beat your kids. That's how you have a healthy relationship.
Yeah, you better tell them to sit their arse down.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. She says, let the redeemed of the Lord say so. That's what Madea says. And she goes, what that mean is if someone does you wrong, then you can beat the hell out of them. And if someone gives you grief, you say, so? Because you're redeemed. It's like, I guess that's what it means. I don't know. Maybe. Sure.
Yeah, you got to let go, let God. Just give it all up to God. You can do whatever you want.
Exactly. Let's go, let's God. Beat your kids, scream at your wife, put her in her place. And if anybody calls you on it, just go, so? I'm redeemed.
I love that there's like a classic Madea roundup.
Oh, yeah. What did you think of when she went to the garage and like you could just see her yabos just flapping around under her like moo-moo. What did you think of that? Did that make you a little uncomfortable?
Yeah, you really don't get to see her fake yabos in a lot of other scenes. It's just kind of, there. But this, with the wind, I guess, as it was coming into the garage,
something.
You can see everything.
Oh, they're flapping around. And like
maybe she was wearing a bra.
Do you think that because Tyler Perry had to have designed this outfit, right? He would have had to design, and by outfit I mean Medea's body. He would have had to design that. How much time do you think they spent on the yabos?
For that scene, not very much. For every other scene, a lot.
But I mean,
they probably have different sizes.
Well, I don't know. I don't think. I feel like there's one Madea fat suit, and he just sweats it out. Well, actually, there's probably Tyler Perry.
There's probably hundreds.
Yeah, Tyler Perry
sweats them and then he gets them.
He probably has a room in his house that is just full of naked Madea bodies, essentially. There's probably just they're all hung up on the walls, and it's just horrific. You walk in there and you're like, this room stinks. It stinks in here, Mel. Awful.
Yeah, because you can't clean them. They didn't get them to clean.
You can't dry clean them. What are you going to take those to a dry cleaner and go, hey, can you wash my Madea yabos, please? And they'll go, sir, get out.
I'm Madea.
Maybe you've heard of me. I'm a billionaire. My name is Madea. I need you to wash between the folds of my yabos, please.
For free?
Yeah, that's how do you think I became a billionaire? By not getting my Madea suits dry cleaned. That's how I did it.
Maydea.
What are you feeding that big pumpkin? He looks like he's been eating hay. It's a good, funny thing to call a fat kid, that big pumpkin.
Yeah, but eating hay gets you all thin.
Yeah, that's a good point, yeah.
That's what Jesus ate.
That's true. He stepped
all day.
Stepped in donkey poop and he ate hay, and that's why he was so jacked on the cross. He looked so good on that cross. He was hot.
It's why he didn't make it from being crucified. Usually you are alive after being crucified.
Yeah.
Most people just eating too much hay.
Most people just pop those nails out at a certain point. But he's all emaciated from eating hay and just like a skinny gaunt boy. He was a twink. Jesus was the original twink, is what we're trying to say.
Yeah, why didn't you pop those nails out? You idiot.
You idiot, Jesus. You could have done it. You could have just pushed your hands forward and popped those nails out.
Yeah, flexed your calf muscles and gotten those ankles free.
Right? Or get your hands free first. Use those to pull that nail out of your feet, bro. What are you doing? Rookie.
But if your hands are free, you'd just twist down.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Your knees would bend backwards. Actually, yeah. Maybe get your feet free first. Use your quads. Yeah, like Jonathan said, pop that foot nail out and then just I don't know, do a kip up off the cross and pop your hands out of the nails. Come on, man. You didn't even try.
Kip yourself up, and you didn't even try.
Nah.
That's the sickening part.
You were just it is finished. It's but it didn't even start, man. You didn't even do anything. You didn't even try at all. You just let him kill you. What are you doing, Jesus?
Nails weren't even as strong back then. I mean, we have so much forgery skill today.
Oh, yeah. They were junk back then. How dumb did that one criminal feel for being yeah, I'm not with you, Jesus. You're a loser. And then he died and went straight to hell and was just oh, come on. Seriously? That guy was actually... You know how many people I've seen die and say that they were the son of God? That guy was? Are you kidding me? Oh, man, I'm an idiot. Well, I guess torture me forever.
Dink.
What a slob like one of us, you know?
Shh, you can't say that.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, it's a bad word. I'm so sorry, everyone. You're not finna disrespect me. I'm gonna beat your ass till you got nothing but legs running up your back. It's a good threat. Good, funny thing to say to a child, Madea.
Great threat. And these kids ship out.
Yeah, she beats these. She smacks them. She does that classic like Three Stooges gag where you slap two people with one slap and then back and forth like that. And it's hilarious.
Well, they say a couple of things about Madea, and I was like, Madea, why aren't you slapping these kids right away?
Well,
But she waits for the mother to leave the room, and then she slaps the crap out.
well, that's just it, right? She's not gonna discipline someone's kids in front of the parent. That takes the power away from the parent, right? You don't want to disrespect the parent in front of the kids. That's the cruelest thing you can do to a parent. You got to wait till the parent leaves, and then you punch their kids in the face as hard as you can as a grown man. That's the other weird thing to think about Madea is that it's a grown man doing all of this. Like, yeah, Medea's a woman in these movies, but Tyler Perry is not. He is a grown-ass man who is just smacking kids and screaming at women as Madea. It's like, this is kind of weird, right, Tyler?
Yeah, that's why I had to get rid of the character.
I guess so. Well, he ran out of room in his room filled with naked Madea bodies. He was like, I don't got any more room on the
that got
walls.
filled up.
Yep. Like,
There's so many times you can like take down a wall and make it bigger.
exactly. Yeah. Well, he'd run up against the outside wall at that point and was like, it stretches from end to end of my house. I can't do more.
I got no more walls.
Oh. One time I went to the so our local football team. I used to be friends with the son of the mascot, the guy who played the mascot. I was friends with his son.
Son of the mask.
Son of the mascot. And so I went to his house, and in their garage was just all of the old heads of the mascot from over the years. And it was just like severed heads of a mascot covering the wall. It was like surreal to look at. It was very bizarre. And that's how I imagine Tyler Perry's naked dead body Madea room is like. Just a garage.
How did he attain all those? Did he have to take them?
He was the
it a have
mascot.
to?
He was the mascot. So he just like, we were kids. Like it wasn't like recently that this happened. We were like in high school.
How many heads?
Like probably like 8, maybe something like that.
Ooh.
Like a lot.
I was picturing like 20.
Oh no, not that many. Like the costume hadn't been updated that many times. It might have been like 5. It might not even have been 8. But there was I just remember there was a lot of severed mascot heads, like a trophy room essentially, all over the wall. It was very disturbing. But here we are.
Yeah, but it made you into the man you are today.
Exactly. I don't sass mouth women. I beat kids, and I yell at my wife, and I'm a better man for it.
The Madea way.
Exactly. Bow Wow gets fired from his warehouse job because he got arrested.
Ooh.
And the guy's like, you clearly aren't taking work seriously. You were supposed to be here at 6 a.m. Well, I was in jail, so...
Yeah.
You know, couldn't make it in. Sorry, I was in jail. My one phone call was to somebody to get me out of jail, not to call my job being like, hey, I'm going to be late. I'm in jail. Sorry.
And it doesn't seem like he's screwed up. Like he's really trying to put himself on a good path. He tells these, husbands not to divorce their wives, to just give them flowers instead.
Yeah,
like he's a nice boy.
But like, Bow Wow is also 18, so what he doesn't know anything. The fact that these grown men took advice from an 18-year-old is like, guys, maybe you should just do the opposite of what this kid who used to sell stuff would tell you to do, right? Like, he doesn't know anything.
And tell your wife to sit her arse down.
Exactly. So Madea shows up as Bow Wow's leaving, tells him to pull his pants up. Classic Madea. Mm-hmm. And then she goes to where Kimberly is. She's trying to gather the kids together so Shirley can tell them that she has cancer. So she starts at Tammy, beats Tammy's kids, goes to Bow Wow's job, tells him to pull his pants up, goes to Kimberly's job, which is selling mansions, and just screams at Kimberly in the like lobby of this mansion in front of these people that are trying to buy it. And I thought that was pretty good when Kimberly's like, keep your voice down. And then she just starts yelling even louder at her. I thought that was very funny.
I mean, it's a Madea roundup. You're going to get some yelling. You're going to get some uncomfortable moments. I'm surprised she didn't drive her car through the mansion windows.
I kind of thought she was going to do that, actually. The way it's filmed, where you can, like, from inside the house, you can see the driveway and you can see her car coming. I was like, oh, she's going to smash right through that window.
Why does Kimberly just stand in the living room waiting for Madea to come? I mean, you got to get in front of a Madea. You got to go out there and make sure that your customers do not get an interaction with Madea.
I'm showing a house. Can we speak later? No, I came all the way down here to speak to you.
Yeah, Medea's instantly going to get louder and more aggressive.
And this house is empty and it's huge, so it's going to echo all through the house. You got to keep her outside where it's, you can kind of like yell into the nature.
Like, just be like, hey, guys, I have to deal with this. Go look at the house. I'll be with you in a moment.
Exactly.
Something.
Yeah. So we get another scene where Tyler Perry yells at a woman, and then but this scene has a great line in it and a great reference to a great comedian when he goes, "Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?" I loved it.
I think that was ad-libbed. I saw a glint in Tyler Perry's eye just before he said it, and I'm pretty sure he was like, "Oh my God, this is almost like that line. I gotta say that line. Oh my God, this is so great."
And he's right. It was great.
Yeah.
It made me very happy to hear that, and very disappointed that it really bummed me out that Kimberly didn't go, "Man, nobody understands the words coming out of your mouth." But here we are.
She couldn't slant her eyes.
Wow. All right. Rough.
Regret.
Yeah, yuck the yum of this show for sure.
Yeah.
Should we just, instead of doing any more Madea movies, should we just watch all the Rush Hour movies? Because I'd be into that. Is there any God stuff in Rush Hour? Could we pretend like there is and just watch all of them?
I don't think so.
All right. I mean, I know they say the N-word a few times in the first Rush Hour, so I don't know if we can get away with that, but I do really want to watch the Rush Hours now.
It's right up in there as
true.
far as movies are concerned.
Madea doesn't have a driver's license because, spoiler alert, she lost it in the last movie in Madea Goes to Jail. She lost her driver's license in that movie because she drove and cut this woman off in a parking lot. And so Madea took like a forklift, like a big industrial forklift, lifted the woman's car up off the ground and then dropped it upside down in front of like a grocery store. And that made her lose her license somehow. So,
dang, really?
Yep.
That should like make her lose her forklift license, maybe, but not her regular driver.
Jonathan, I have some shocking news for you. Madea doesn't even have a forklift operator's permit. She doesn't even have that. I know.
But she was in the forklift.
It was sick what she did. Just how blatantly disrespected the law like that. I don't even have a permit. My name is Cora Simmons. Come find me.
Did she even touch on previous forklift experience?
Nope, didn't even talk about it. Doesn't even know that they run on propane. Doesn't even have any idea. Thinks they run on diesel. Like, what are you doing, lady? They run on propane. That's what the big tank is on the back, dummy.
Oh, I thought that was a diesel tank.
No, you're right. It is a diesel tank. Yep. So the whole family gets together for dinner at Shirley's again, and they all sit down to pray, and everyone's there except for Kimberly. And Madea goes, "Let's bow wow our heads." And Bow Wow looks right into the camera and is like, "Come on,
wink.
You're not gonna do that? Come on."
Double wink. Do you know a double wink's just a blink?
That's true. I mean, a double wink means that you have brain damage, I think. If you're blinking your eyes separately, I think that means you have a bad concussion. I'm pretty sure.
Like, if I hear that at the hospital and doctors are whispering to each other, I double blinked. That's not a good sign?
Yeah, I don't think so. If they go, "He keeps double winking at me," you're like, "Well, that's because I'm hitting on you, doctor. You got beautiful hazel eyes."
Yeah, beautiful brown skin.
Oh, yeah, agreed. You look as good as Madea.
Chocolate.
"You ghetto as hell," says Madea to the most ghetto girl in the world, a.k.a. Bow Wow's baby mama. Truth.
Yeah. She's ghettoing it up.
Yeah.
You can't get away from it.
Nope. Kimberly shows up. She's being a total B to Calvin, a.k.a. the Old Spice guy. He says, they're not even ready. They're not even praying yet. And Calvin's like, "You know what? Kimberly, you need help. And if you don't get help, I'm leaving and I'm taking our kid." And it's like, again, let them pray first. Just let them get, the prayer's important. Let them get through the prayer first. No? Okay, fine.
I don't want to say is Kimberly asking for it, but didn't she say something like stupid? Isn't there a reason why Calvin goes off?
Yeah, because she's being like, "Shut up, Calvin. We'll talk about this at home." And he's like, "No, you know what? We're going to talk about it now. Pre-prayer. We're going to ruin another Madea family dinner."
But the food looks so good. Get into it.
It's true. But everyone starts bickering. All the dirty laundry starts getting aired out. Tammy and Kimberly, who hate each other, start bickering. They're sisters. They're giving each other the gears. Kimberly's like, "You're jealous of me, Tammy, because you're fat and ugly and your life is miserable, and I'm hot, and I got a hot husband traditionally, not in my eyes, but in in other people's eyes, yeah, Old Spice is very hot. And Tammy's like, I'm not jealous of you. Are you kidding me? You're a loser, Kimberly. You got pregnant at 13 and got Shirley to raise your child. And everyone's like, yo, what?
I don't think that makes her a loser.
I don't think so either. But immediately my brain went, oh my God. Lil Bow Wow, Shad Moss, is Kimberly's son. Ah,
Yeah.
That's why they said he was 18 when he's clearly 35 years old. He's playing the son of a grown woman.
Yeah, he's playing Son of the Mask.
Exactly. He's watching Son of the Mask with his son with a dirty diaper, and it's beautiful.
And you know what's funny is that Lil Bow Wow takes way too long to realize that this conversation is about him. Way too long.
Yeah, he's like, Tammy, you used to take care of that kid? She's like, yeah. And he goes, Shirley, you used to take care of that kid? And she's like, yeah. And he goes, well, I don't see that kid. And then everyone looks
Where's
at
that
him.
kid at?
Yeah. And Tammy's like, look in the mirror. And he goes, oh, Cat's in the cradle. Oh, God.
Is it me?
Oh, my boy was just like me. Oh.
I still don't think it hits him.
I don't think so. Not as hard as Madea hitting him, that's for sure.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why he's a proper boy, because he went to jail, then Madea hit him, and
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And so, Kimberly and Calvin storm off, and Tammy and her dumpy loser husband, whatever his name is, they go to the kitchen where her husband finally stands up to her and is like, woman, shut up, sit down. And he smacks the table. He's like, you shut up. You leave me. You better start respecting me and treating me nice. And she's immediately like, oh, yes, sir. I'm so sorry. Oh, please, I'm so sorry.
oh, you're right. I've been terrible to you for years.
Yeah, for 17 years, I've treated you like garbage. Oh, you're right. Absolutely. All it took was you fake getting courage, because Medea's literally behind you going, yeah, yell at her.
Yeah.
Yell at her. It's like, okay.
Medea's telling you to be mean to your wife, and it's working.
And I know the second that we leave here, all I have to do is just yell at you again and you'll crumple like a house of cards. So, sure, you win. Congratulations, not Tammy, whatever your name is. What was his name?
Bronson?
Harold.
No.
Harold. That's
Harold.
his name.
Yeah.
So then
He had a
Harold...
real Gerald name.
Yeah, Harold and Tammy leave. Bow Wow leaves. Kimberly, everyone leaves. Madea and Aunt Bam just start digging into the food because Aunt Bam is high as hell and Madea is just hungry. So they just start eating collard greens, just digging in. God, it looked so good. It looked so good.
Uncle Joe wasn't there, though.
No, they don't want Uncle Joe around. He's disgusting.
Well, you'll probably get leftovers later. Man, I want one of those meals. I want
Right?
it so bad.
Well, hey, once everything's all settled in the world and we can all get together, my wife and I will have you and your wife over, and we'll have a delicious Madea-style meal. How's that sound? I wonder if there's a Madea cookbook.
Well, is there a Madea restaurant? She could do a restaurant.
Like in Times Square?
Yeah, in LA Times Square.
Let's see. Madea...
Probably in Hotlanta.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Is there a Madea cookbook? No.
Alexa, is there a Madea cookbook?
Medea, help me. Is there a Madea cookbook? There's a Madea book. I might have to read that. Oh, that sounds
could
good.
you change it from Google Assistant to Madea?
Oh, that would be amazing. There's a book, I think, called Medea's Secret Homemade Recipes.
That can't be it. That's probably about marijuana.
No, she doesn't partake in that stuff.
She doesn't? She's on that lithium.
She is on that lithium. Yeah, for sure. We got to get moving here. We're at an hour and 18 minutes. These Madea episodes run long, but we got a lot of love for Madea. So what can you say?
I think there is a Madea restaurant in Everman, Texas.
Well, is it Madea though, or is it just somebody trying to mooch off that name?
It's probably just somebody named Madea. It's called Medea's Down Home Cooking. Probably cooks the same thing.
Sounds pretty good though.
Oxtail? Ooh-wee.
Ooh. Calvin and Kimberly go home, and Calvin's like, I'm taking our kid. I'm leaving. And Kimberly's like, you can't take my baby. You can't take my baby. And then Calvin just roasts her. He goes, what do you care? You already left one on the doorstep. And then he takes her baby and leaves. And she goes, I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back.
baby back ribs. And then there's like a huge scene with her eating chilies in her bed.
Just wiping barbecue sauce on the duvet.
Baby back ribs.
Chilies. Baby back ribs. Barbecue sauce.
And she's wearing sunglasses.
Of course, and a hat. She's wearing a hat that says "Over the Hill but Crazy Still," and that's what life is. So, I don't know what else
I
happens.
just smell my pits.
Good call. Yeah. Oh, Bow Wow's baby mama puts him on Maury, and he doesn't want to be there. Madea and Maury. Medea's loving Maury. Her and Uncle Joe are watching. Mr. Brown comes in, and Uncle Joe goes, "Hey, Brown, how's your ass?" That was pretty funny.
That's a great way to greet a man.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of nice because she knows he just had an operation.
Exactly.
A colonoscopy.
Hey, Brown, how's your ass? But then we get maybe the wildest reveal, even wilder than Kimberly getting knocked up at 13. An even wilder reveal is that Cora is Mr. Brown's son, Cora is Mr. Brown's daughter that he had with Madea. Madea is Cora's mom.
Didn't you know that?
No.
It's not established earlier? I figured that was already known thing.
Mr. Brown just appears in the Madea movies, and we're just go, okay, Mr. Brown's a part of this now. It's never explained who Mr. Brown is, what his connection to everyone, until this movie, when we find out that Madea used to bang Mr. Brown? What?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
See, I didn't think. I thought this was an established thing. This didn't get into me.
It blew my mind. It blew my mind to pieces. I was crumpled when I found this out because I don't like Mr. Brown, and I don't like the idea of Madea sleeping with Mr. Brown either. But here we are.
Would it be a mind fudge to you know that Cora and Mr. Brown are married in real life and they're the same age?
That's very cool. I didn't know that, but that makes a lot of sense.
But they're playing daughter-father.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Well, no, they don't kiss or anything, so it's fine. But
very weird.
But then we also find out that Mr. Brown isn't actually Cora's father. We don't know who Cora's father really is. Maybe in the next movie we'll find out. Maybe that's like a thread that runs through all these movies, I guess. But I guess we'll find out.
The doctor asking for his daughter's blood was very weird.
Yeah.
Like he loses a lot of blood during the operation, and he's like, "Hey, I need your blood. What type are you? Family's the best blood."
Yeah, and she's like, "I don't know what type I am." And he goes, "Well, let's go find out what you are." It's like, I feel like that would take weeks. I don't think that's something you can just take her blood and then find out, she's B negative. Oh, so she's not his daughter. Oh, well.
I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it just depends on the type. Being family doesn't make a difference at all.
Yeah, I think with like organs and stuff like that, there is some truth to that. But I think blood is just like, give me that stuff, whatever, pump it in me.
Yeah, we perfectoed it.
Yeah. So that's wild. Mr. Brown and Madea used to frick, which I hate that idea, but I'd love to see a prequel starring Kevin Hart and Tyler Perry, and Madea would be look exactly the same. Like maybe her hair isn't white, but she would still be exactly the same in every way. Or maybe not. Make her like hoe her up. Like make her more of a hoe. That's fine too. I'm into that.
Like Vivica A. Fox.
Yeah, but like Tyler Perry playing a Vivica A. Fox type.
Yeah.
It has to be Tyler Perry. It can't be somebody else. It's got to be Tyler Perry and Kevin Hart trying to frick each other, and then they do. There's like a weird love scene between them. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Yeah. I love it.
Shirley dies. Whatever. Let's just skip to that. She dies. She's in the hospital. Everyone's there except Kimberly. Shirley dies. Kimberly shows up being a total bag to everyone. The Old Spice guy is like, "Yeah, your mom's dead." And she's like, "What? Oh my God."
Yeah, you should have been here. I left you a bunch of messages.
Yeah, we've been calling you for hours. And she's like, "Well, I had stuff to do." And he's like, "Well, now your mom's dead and you didn't get to say goodbyes." And he's like, "Okay, cool. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for that." So finally, we get to go to church, though. Woo-wee, now we're in church.
Yeah, there seems to be a through line. I've only seen 2 Madea movies, but it seems to end with a montage that kind of wraps everything up.
Yep.
And then they go to church.
Yep.
And then there's a meal after church, and then end movie.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty close. Yeah, pretty close. Yeah. Oh, and then like we get more reveals that are horrible. Turns out Kimberly was actually raped by her uncle when she was 12, and that's where Bow Wow came from. Anyway, moving past that, the Old Spice guy is like, you know what, I love you, and like, you know, I wish that you would have told me that because you know we can get you help, we can get you some counseling and stuff like that. And she's like, oh, okay. And this is why I like Kimberly more than Tammy, because like Tammy is just a B for no reason. Kimberly is like, she has trauma. She's got stuff that like she can work through, right? She can get help for that kind of stuff. Tammy, I don't like a woman who just like the solution is like just be mean to her and she'll be nicer to you. It's like, well, I don't like that. I don't want to be a part of that. I want to, you know, like I said, I want to help people.
And Tammy knew kind of what happened, so she's just like mad at her sister for going through trauma.
Well, she might not have known about the rape. Like she might not. She knew that she got pregnant, but it doesn't sound like she knew that, because Madea tells everybody at like after the funeral. She's like, "Your mom didn't want you to know this, but I'm telling you anyway." And it's like, oh, okay, oh, maybe that doesn't seem like the
at
right
the
thing.
Funeral,
right?
Ooh.
Yeah. But anyway. Madea, the movie basically ends with Madea like lecturing every child in the family and being like, you need to shut up and be nice to your husband. This woman got raped and that's why she's the way she is. Bow Wow, quit selling that stuff. Everyone knows you're back selling that stuff for Roscoe. You need to cut that out. Little kids, shut your mouths and know your roles. And I'm out. I got to go to Maury. She solves it. And then she goes on Maury, and Maury reveals that Mr. Brown, you are not the father.
Ooh, and she's crumpled.
Hammer
and all.
Oh, did you love that Medea's reaction is like it's like a pitch perfect recreation of actual Maury? Like I used to watch a lot of Maury, and it's like perfect how Medea's like runs off stage and like falls on the ground and is like, oh no. I love it.
Yeah, they had Maury locked down pat. They knew exactly how to recreate those scenes.
Oh, yeah.
Did we ever find out the conclusion of Bow Wow's and his baby mama's tale on Maury? Or did they just kind of like end that?
I think that was just a fake thing again. I think that was just her trying to rile up Bow Wow.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, Bow Wow didn't agree to be on the show. But
no.
he should.
Exactly. Well, maybe. But did you love when Maury was like, don't embarrass yourself like this, Madea. Don't embarrass yourself like this. And she's like on the ground going, oh, God.
Yeah, like that's a really weird thing to say to a person in that state of mind. Like, hey, don't embarrass yourself on this show. Ooh. This is my show.
You're embarrassing yourself right now. I'm so sorry. Ooh. But then we get some bloopers and they're whatever. But at the end of the bloopers, we get one of the finest rap songs I've ever heard by Tyler Perry called 1-800-CHOKE-THAT-HOE, which is a very aggressive name for a company.
I turned off the credits.
You didn't see 1-800-CHOKE-THAT-HOE? Well, okay, here's the thing. I figured instead of playing our outro that we normally play, I'd play 1-800-CHOKE-THAT-HOE.
Yay! Solves everything.
Choke that hoe. That's so intense, Uncle Joe. Like, that's such
aggressive.
It's so aggressive.
Like, maybe if Madea said that, but Uncle Joe?
Oh, he means it, too. He's like, I'd love to choke that hoe. It's like, oh, jeez, Uncle Joe, cool it. Hey, cool it, man.
Kool-Aid it. So what'd you think of this movie?
I liked it. It wasn't, I don't know if it's my favorite of the Medeas so far. I think out of all the Medeas I've seen, probably Medea's Christmas is my favorite. That one is outrageous. So, but we're not talking about that one probably until Christmas time. So it's gonna take you a while to get to that one. But I really liked this one. I thought it was funny. It had like some legit jokes that made me laugh, and there was a lot of silliness and a lot of insane things. And Bow Wow was in it, and you know it was all good. What did you think of this one? You weren't really a big fan of Diary of a Mad Black Woman, so I'm interested in what you think of this one.
Well, I wanted more zany Medea-ness, right? And we saw the trailer of it. It had the scene where she runs into the fast food joint.
Yep.
Which I thought would be like a bigger story. Like, that's a crazy thing, big budget type situation. Yeah. But it happens like 14 minutes in.
It's also a crime.
And I love that.
It's a major crime. Like, she smashed into a building, robbed the place, and then said, if y'all looking for me, my name's Cora Simmons. And then they just left and nothing becomes of it. It just is like, it's like it didn't even happen.
I can't believe she says her daughter's name. That's so crazy. But anyways, so I really wanted crazy Madea in this, and I feel like I got it.
Yeah.
And all the characters were crazy. Kind of the whole movie, the whole writing style of this was just build up crazy, and then montage, church scene, Maury done. And that's my perfect movie almost. So I really did enjoy it.
I think you're going to like the next one even more. I haven't seen the next one, but I feel like that one's going to ramp the wackiness up even more than this one. So,
I don't know. There's a lot of white people in the next one. We'll see.
Yeah, but like Eugene Levy is in the next one. So, I mean, what more could you ask for in a movie? The Man is in it.
Sometimes he's picked some weird movie roles. So,
well, I don't think this one's going to be one of them, but
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
Maydea may continue.
Thank you for giving us permission. Until next week, I love you.
I love you.
We love you.
Line scheming crazy hole. Garnish my wages. Child support taking all my dough. $200, $300, $400 a month. Still collecting welfare, but I got a hunch. Girl, you know I ain't that baby daddy. He outside barefoot, empty bottle diapers, saggy. Think it Grandpa Joe? 1-800, call 1-800, choke that hoe. 1-800,
I wish you would, boy. I wish you try me. I wish you try my door without that child support. Well, I got something for you.
1-800, choke that hoe.
I love it.
Me too. It sounded like a Mad Child song.